Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns go face-to-face at Georgia Tech University. LA Knight defends the United States Championship against Andrade, and we have a colossal six-man tag team in the main event. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to It's Real to Us, the wrestling podcast. I'm Anthony the Mark.
And I'm Dashing Diggity Dog, but you all already knew that.
And today we are talking about the September 20th edition of Friday Night Smackdown. And Nate, I think we have to start with Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, face-to-face at Georgia Tech University. We saw Roman Reigns tell Cody Rhodes that Georgia Tech is his because he played football there. Cody Rhodes said his family is born and bred from Atlanta, Georgia, so that's his place. Similar to the storyline of Roman Reigns coming back saying the WWE is his, and Cody Rhodes saying, no, it's mine, I have the championship. Cody and Roman still don't trust one another, but they're going to have each other's backs come October 5th, Bad Blood, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. Nathan, what did you think about the face-to-face?
The way they did it, they made it feel movie-like. It was cool. Did it need to be that? No. Would I rather it had been in the square circle at the actual venue? Yes. But it was cool. All right? Anything with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes is going to be cool. The way they did it, the music and everything was all cool. I'm not denying that. All I'm saying is I would rather them been face-to-face in the middle of the ring with the crowd going wild. But don't get me wrong. This was probably the second best thing on SmackDown.
I think that this was the best thing on SmackDown. You could feel that these two really don't like each other, but they're going to have to work together right now in just a circumstance that neither one of them saw coming. The Tribal Chief, seeing him without the Wise Man, without Jimmy Uso, by himself, no Ulafala. He is a man who has nothing to lose, and it's a different side of Roman Reigns than we've seen before, and so it's compelling. And having him, like, bare bones, it's just him, it's just Cody in the middle of a quiet field away from the stadium made it feel real, in my opinion. That's what I loved most about it. It felt personal. It felt like two men who had a bunch of history and they're pissed at each other, and they had to like kind of talk it out.
Okay, yeah, but you could have done this like in the ring.
But
like,
it didn't require
like,
no.
Why? But also, why Georgia Tech? Like, because that's where Bad Blood is going to be. You didn't even do it anywhere close to where...
Oh, that was the point I've been thinking about. It is football season. Football frenzy is running wild. That's why I really enjoyed this, too. You're capitalizing on the momentum of the NFL being back, college football being back.
They were in Sacramento. You're telling me that you couldn't go to, like, a football stadium in Sacramento? It had to be Georgia Tech.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because Bad Blood is in Georgia, and Roman Reigns played at
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
I get that. That makes all sense.
That's why.
Why did it have to be this week then? Why couldn't you do it like the show going to like you were nowhere near
because they'll be live
Georgia.
in living color next week or the week after that.
You were nowhere near Georgia. You were literally on the other side.
And
then also towards the end of the night, Cody came back, so that also made it really kind of pointless to me.
So let's talk about it. We'll get to Cody coming back, but the main event of SmackDown was a six-man tag team match between the Bloodline and Kevin Owens, and it was supposed to be DIY, but they were taken out by the Bloodline beforehand, and in came the Street Profits.
All this was just terrible.
And it was a fun back-and-forth match, but before it could really get going, inexplicably, there was a disqualification when Tongaloa broke up a pinfall and threw a wrestler, I forget who it is, I think it was Kevin Owens,
I think it was KO, into
the steel steps. That is not worthy of a disqualification. Wrestlers are thrown into steel steps all the time.
I mean, just inexplicable. Like, just terrible. You saw the replay. I don't know what the disqualification is for. The match was entertaining. I thought the match was pretty entertaining. How we got to the match, I thought was ridiculous, where it was going to be DIY, and then they attacked DIY, and then it became the Street Profits. And then after the match, they attacked the Street Profits and everything, and then DIY comes back, and they attack DIY. It seems like we're going to be getting a triple threat.
Well, that's why they did it that way.
So okay.
That in that regard, it worked. Let's talk about Kevin Owens for a second before we get to Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
So Kevin Owens earlier in the night, he saw the interaction between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and interviewers backstage were trying to talk to him. They were trying to say, hey, how do you feel about all that? He came out to the ring. He was going to voice his frustrations, was cut off by the Bloodline, and that's what caused the six-man tag team match later in the night. So we haven't really gotten a chance to hear what Kevin Owens' thoughts are of Cody Rhodes helping out Roman Reigns. The man Owens has been helping Cody fight for the last 2 years. Now they're teaming together, so we really need to get his thoughts on it. Weren't able to do so. Fast forward, now we're in the tag team title match. There's a disqualification. It makes absolutely no sense. Street Profits completely taken out. DIY come down, try to help. They're taken out by the Bloodline. Kevin Owens, once again, going in it alone, 3-on-1. And then Cody Rhodes, he makes the save. And Kevin Owens, once again, teased a heel turn. Nathan, what do we think? Is Owens going to turn heel?
Eventually. I am not really looking forward to this because I love a face KO, even though a heel KO is incredible, but a face KO is also just balls to wall great. I don't want to see this drawn out too long. It's been drawn out for, I think, already about 2.5 months.
Well, do you want to know what I think happens?
Well, what do you think happens?
I think after Bad Blood, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa will go one way, and Cody Rhodes will go another way. And that way is with Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens turns heel sometime after Bad Blood, and we get a feud between he and Cody Rhodes.
At Crown Jewel.
At Crown Jewel, or maybe you could set it up for Survivor Series. I don't know if they're going to do the WWE Champion versus the World Heavyweight Champion, but let's be honest. We've been talking about it for weeks. The roster on SmackDown is thin. Yep. Cody doesn't have many top contenders. And if Roman's going to be fighting with the Bloodline, who's left for Cody to fight?
One Randy Orton.
You could give it to Randy Orton, but you, more than anybody, wants to see that at WrestleMania.
Yeah, or Rumble. I'll take either one.
So you still can't do that yet.
No.
So you still need a challenger, a credible.
And I think it could be KO. It could also be, I would love to see another AJ match.
We've gotten it twice. AJ hasn't been seen on television for months. If he showed up and just got a title match, that would be ridiculous. No. It would be redonkulous.
Why redonkulous?
Because I thought of Donkey from Shrek right there.
You only got KO. I mean, who else is there for Cody to fight? Can you name anyone else besides KO?
I mean, I like Andrade and Mello, but it seems like they got their own thing going on, and we'll talk about that later.
Do you maybe like an LA Knight?
No, you don't, because LA Knight has got his own thing going on where he's establishing himself as a workhorse champion.
Logan Paul?
Logan Paul is a good option.
Logan Paul is
a good option.
Not a bad option.
He should come back at some point. So,
well, he's definitely going to come back for, you would expect, a Rumble.
I would assume Rumble, but regardless of whoever Cody's next challenger is, I think the story right now moving forward is Cody, Roman Reigns. They got to deal with the Bloodline, and all the while, Kevin Owens, he's seeing Cody team with Roman. That's pissing him off. So he's got all these thoughts going on. I think that you're going to see Owens.
Well, I kind of agree with KO also on this. I think I said this last week as well. Cody's been fighting the Bloodline for almost 3 years now. Why are you helping the man who you've been doing the story for the past 2.5 years with? So I'm with KO on this. And if somehow down the road KO is fighting and they use this type of story angle, I am 100% in on KO for that.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand where Kevin Owens is coming from. But what do you think? Do you think Kevin Owens should turn heel? Do you think he should stay face? Is Cody an idiot for teaming with Roman Reigns? We want to know all of your wrestling takes, and you can let us know at It's Real to Us. We are on X, Instagram, TikTok, like I just said, at It's Real to Us. And on YouTube, we are at It's Real to Us 1. But with the plug out of the way, we're moving on to the championship match that kicked off Friday Night SmackDown. We saw the United States champion, L.A. Knight, take on El Idolo Andrade, who won this opportunity after successfully beating Carmelo Hayes last week, going up 3 matches to 2 in their series of matches. But this match was electric. From start to the very end, incredible. There were so many good moves. The chemistry between Andrade and LA Knight was great. The moonsault that took us into the second commercial break was incredible and made me jump out of my seat. If I had one thing in which I was a little nitpicky about, at the very end of the match, it looked as if LA Knight was going to jump up to the top turnbuckle, grab Andrade and throw him over the ring, hit the BFT for the win. But he slipped, and it looked like Andrade went for like an improvised missile drop kick that LA Knight was able to avoid and then hit the BFT. If that's my one critique, it's still a great match. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Nate, what did you think of it?
I loved it. All action, left and right. LA Knight did his move with the elbow drop. We're jumping up to the second and then third one. Incredible. Incredible match. Loved it start to finish. I was really surprised we didn't get a mellow interference. A clean, what was it, about 14, 15-minute match?
This was a long match. I had it written down in my notes. I think it was right around 15 minutes.
Yeah, and you know what? Thank you. They deserved it. It was every minute of that match I was on my seat. And there were a couple of points where I was like, maybe Andrade was going to win that.
Yes.
I remember there was one point.
Yes, we looked at each other.
I was like, I thought that was going to be 3.
Yeah, we looked at each other.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought it could have been 3. So I thought, now, big hot take. I thought this was the best thing of SmackDown tonight.
I don't know if that's a hot take.
People would probably say the Roman Cody.
Yes, but this was the best thing from an in-ring perspective.
Absolutely. And you can't argue that.
No.
But I think it was the best thing on SmackDown tonight.
But a lot of people are geared towards the in-ring content side of it. So I think a lot of people would agree with you. But hey, let us know. Andrade and Mello began brawling backstage, and we have the 6th match between these guys official for next week. I'm glad we got a clean match, and I'm glad Andrade and Mello are still feuding.
And you think it's going to be the main event next week?
No, I don't think it's going to be the main event next week. I think whatever the 7th match will be, because you're not going to.
Well, if the 7th match is on the premium live event, it's not going to be a main event. So.
Right, but if it's on the premium live event, that's a win in of itself. I think. So Mello, Andrade, match 6 next week. But we also had this week a Tornado Tag Team Women's match with a whole lot of implications. Bayley and Naomi teamed together against Nia and Tiffany. If Bayley and Naomi picked up the win, they got the pin. They earned a championship match against Nia Jax. If Nia or Tiffany pinned either Bayley or Naomi, then they were banished from SmackDown. What ended up happening was we had a fluky finish where Bayley and Naomi both pinned Nia Jax at the same time. Somehow, and then it was made official next week. We're having a number 1 contender match between the 2 women.
Tornado tag match was cool. I think we both agree.
A lot of fun.
We need it more a little bit.
We do need it more.
I just don't understand if we're going to have a match, Naomi versus Bayley for a number 1 contender. Why did we have to have that match? What did that do? It just had Nia get pinned.
Yes. I completely agree with you.
Now, if Tiffy got pinned, then they still had that, then that would be better.
It would also make sense
angle.
with the story that they're telling, where Nia and Tiffany are going to have friction. They're going to butt heads, and Tiffany, she's missed Money in the Bank. Will she betray Nia and cash in? That's the story they need to tell. But this was a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because we saw earlier in the night, Nia was telling Tiffany, you better not lose this match. And almost setting up Tiffany losing the match.
And Nia lost the match.
Yeah, and now Nia just looks dumb. Tiffany is she's not involved in the
Nia looks
equation.
weak a little bit, no?
Nia absolutely looks, she looks dumb and she looks weak. And Bayley and Naomi, neither one of them are better off with the results of this.
Oh, agree 100.
We're kicking the number 1 contender can down the road.
Basically.
This accomplished nothing.
You shouldn't have had this match. You should have had Naomi versus Bayley for a number 1 contender match. You shouldn't have had Nia there. Maybe you should have had Nia ringside with Tiffy as Miss Money in the Bank. Cause something. Yeah, I'll agree with that. It's just that the way the book went is what made this not a good segment for me.
Fair enough. But Bayley, Naomi, next week, number 1 contender match. Let's finish up with a couple of other things that happened really quick. You blink and you missed it. Giovanni Vinci and Apollo Crews.
Oh, yeah. Literally, you blink and you miss it.
So 2 weeks ago, Giovanni Vinci made his return to SmackDown, and he lost in 4 seconds to Apollo Crews.
4 seconds?
It wasn't good. It was very bad.
Incredible.
And I was hyping this man up for like a week, and then during the match, then he lost. This week, Giovanni Vinci, no tracksuit, no glasses, and he was intent on winning this match.
He was dominating, actually.
And he still lost in 1 minute and 30 seconds. I don't know what we're doing here. Giovanni Vinci has all the talent in the world, and he's been on television for less than 2 minutes in ring competition in over the last 6 months. Maybe not 6 months, but a very long time. He's had 4 vignettes air over the last 3 months. If you combined them together, that's 12 minutes. Maybe not exactly, but it's nearly 5 times in the amount of in-ring work he's had. I don't understand the Giovanni Vinci slander, Nathan.
I don't get it. You can't even give me a 5-minute match with him? I don't know. We haven't questioned a lot of things with Triple H. And this is a head-scratcher. I don't get it. We did see Vinci attack Apollo after the match.
Good point.
Really doesn't do much, but, like, maybe that continues this feud a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe Giovanni finally, wins one.
But at this point, he's down 0-2. What are they going to have, a best of 7 like Mello and Andrade?
Why not?
Why not? Because there's the first 2 matches have been 1 minute and 34 seconds combined. If you add up the Mello Andrade matches, it's probably like 2 hours.
Yeah,
it's a crazy comparison when you think of it this way.
I don't think they know what to do with Vinci. That's also a thing.
Poor Vinci. I feel for him, and I'm still rooting for him. I don't know what it is about him, but
I lost it.
You're done with him?
I'm done with him.
He's still got my support for at least one more match. But if he loses to Apollo Crews in another less than 2 minutes matches, I'm freaking gonna lose.
What if it's 4 minutes?
That's better. I won't give up on him yet. I won't be happy, but I won't give up on him.
Okay, fair.
All right, last thing we're going to talk about, Chelsea Green. Awesome vignette backstage.
She basically called
Michin trash.
Yeah, no. Yeah, not basically. She did call me.
She was wearing like pink, just
construction
clothing almost, and she was throwing away.
Where was
garbage.
Piper, by the way?
I don't know.
Yeah, where was Piper in all this? I do not
know. But this was wildly entertaining, and I think it's going to set up a dumpster match between Chelsea Green.
That is not confirmed.
And Michin in Nashville, which Michael Cole referred to as Trashville. So it might not be confirmed, but it's definitely heavily implied.
She literally said, "You live in trash." She basically said a raccoon was her. Like that's so effed up.
She had a dead dummy, like she was training with, and she had Michin's face on it. She threw her in the dumpster. So great work, Chelsea Green.
Why do we have to be so mean to Michin?
I loved it. I think this is great.
I'm not a
little curious on where Piper was. Why couldn't Piper be there, like beating Michin up,
or cheering Chelsea Green on like she always does?
Yeah. So that was SmackDown in a nutshell. Nathan, I want to know your spot of the night, and then I want to know what you thought of the show overall, 1 to 10.
Spot of the night definitely got to be the moonsault from Andrade. Clear cut, that was incredible. Going into a commercial break, right over the ring post. I mean, phenomenal.
Can I give you my spot of the night first, and then we'll go back and forth?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
What was your spot of the night, Mark?
I think my spot of the night was Roman Reigns pulling up to his face-to-face with Cody Rhodes
cards?
with 7 SUVs. And then Cody Rhodes mentions it in the promo. He's like, "You showed up with 7 SUVs. What are you doing, bro? Like, who are you, the president?" It was a very intense scene, and then that little bit of humor was like, ah.
Overall thoughts, though, it was a good show. All right, 2 really solid SmackDowns in a row, which I could not say we have gotten for the past couple of months. So I'm excited about that. The new era, the USA network of SmackDown, is off to a hot start. So that's what I'm saying. I would rank it 7.5.
I like the take, and I agree with the grade because it didn't feel like we had too many impactful things happening on this show. We had a nice title defense. Nothing really happened, though. The champion retained. Cody, Roman, intense face-to-face, but they basically just said a whole bunch of things that we already knew. The women's tag team match, we ended up just getting a new number 1 contender to be named next week, not this week. So not really a whole lot happened on the show. So for that, I'm going to agree with you, Nathan. 7.5 out of 10 seems like a perfect grade.
Like you could have missed today's SmackDown, where they're like,
yeah, you could have missed the SmackDown, and you wouldn't have been like, oh man, I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah.
But because you watched it, you were like, wow, that was a really entertaining show.
Yeah.
But like from a story point of like bullet point, Kevin Owens might turn heel. It's not
Yeah,
there aren't big headlines coming out of the show. I think that's the way to put it.
No big headlines.
But a very fun show nevertheless.
Yes.
So that's what we think. What do you think? Reach out to us. Let us know. You can find us on X, Instagram, and TikTok at It's Real to Us. And on YouTube, we are at It's Real to Us 1. Thank you all so very much for watching. I am Anthony the Mark.
And I'm Dashing Diggity Dog. And you already knew that.
And we'll see you next time on It's Real to Us, the wrestling podcast.
Let's go!